When your children were young, you could set a rule for them, and they may not like the rule, but they're probably not going to ask you why you have set that rule for them. As they approach middle school, 10, 11 years old, things are going to change. They're not only going to ask you why you've set the rule, they're also going to be watching to see if you are also going to follow the rule. It's almost like this hypocrisy sensor goes off in them at that age, and they're watching. Let me just give you an example. There was a journalism group of kids in high school recently who, while they were interviewing their principal for their article that they were writing, they started to hear some discrepancies in the things that she was saying about her credentials. And so they investigated, and they went back and they looked at her credentials and they checked it all out, and they figured out that what she was saying was not matching her credentials. Ultimately, that principal had to resign. So you can go, wow, that's a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. But it's an important step in the maturity of your child. We want them questioning things that are going on around them. We want them to begin to develop their own opinions and convictions about their life and about their environment. So that's a good thing. The challenge is that they have to learn how to do this in a way that produces a good result, and they're not just offending people. So for that to happen, they need the opportunity to grow in this in their own home. So when your adolescent or young teen is questioning you about why you're doing something, why you're setting a certain rule, try to remember that they need this environment to test out their ability to come to their own opinions. They also need feedback from you about how they're coming across and how it makes you feel. So this is a very important growing time for these kids. Try not to just shut them off if you don't like the way they're questioning you, but take it to the next level. Explain your reasoning and explain to them how you feel about the way they're coming across and how they could have asked you these questions in a better way. This is a growing time for your kids. They need to question. They need to come to their own convictions and opinions. You are simply collateral damage in the process, but you're a very, very important part of them maturing and growing in this very important stage of their life and forming their own opinions. I'm Dr. Metten with Anatomy for Kids.